What are those drugs? And who are those who benefit from it?
Another question from this side.
Well, thank you very much. My name is Ayuso Deva and I report for KMTV. Well, of last week we saw schools of motorcyclists protesting across Montserrat to be specific. And they have said the president was brought to power by them. And now they've been asked to leave the street by a dictation of the league. Has this reached the president? And if yes, what is the president thinking about this? Thank you.
Julius Canton again.
So again, Julius from Fortune Television. I would like to switch the questions from political to sports. The national county sports meet now gets into the quarterfinal stage, beginning Saturday and Sunday. And like my colleague stated, there have been so many tension, protests, and the county league actually unite Liberians. What is the president's position relative to the ongoing county league?
Just in case you're viewing, welcome. Keep your comments coming.
Yes, a follow-up. My name is Monofia. The establishment of a World Economic Crimes Court is one thing the president has always spoken about. And the lawmakers have done the needful by bringing out a resolution, giving the president go ahead to make two-way spoil to Liberian people. It is taking him long. Why is it taking him long to sign this resolution?
As we said, you're live right here viewing.
From FIFA Radio, and I have a concern. Is the president concerned about the continued fire outbreak in the country? If so, what are you playing?
Thank you very much. My name is Boardman Johnson again. I report for Banana FM. Recently, the president appointed Honorable Robert T. as governor of the borough of Lukuta. The heirs in the borough of Lukuta have condemned the appointment of the president. According to them, the president's appointment is in violation of the act that created the borough. Said the president has no exclusive right to appoint a governor except the governor is being selected and that name is forwarded to the president. Is the president concerned about the act that created the borough of Cooktown? If yes, what is he doing? Because the heirs are calling on him to join the appointment. And I beat to that question. It's not about the president, but you in particular. Many of the citizens saw your Facebook page, and you were referred to the same government appointed by the president as Boris Santana, and you found on your post. What do you care to say? How can you better explain your post because that it was denigrating to the newly government appointed by the president? Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm Joseph Daniels.
Another question.
For OKFM. You spoke about 3 executive orders that the president issued. Could you be specific on the dates of those executive orders and why we have not seen it on the executive national website at this time? And my final question is related to the EPS issue. I don't know whether the EPS have formally communicated related to those who were dismissed or as to what circumstances. So could you give us a clear understanding as to how many persons were laid out by the EPS and why were they given due process? I want to get a clarification on that. Thank you.
Yes, I am watching to see what from conducting a record happened on this river. Here it said earlier that 700 persons have been paid off on this state. The person ongoing escaping. I will let you know as a total number of employment at this state.
Okay, so Uh, uh, Once again, my name is Master, so I want to know the president. I think it should be part of his project deliverable that the ministers or the cabinet, undergo a drug test. So how far and how many are those ministers or members of the cabinet who have undergone the drug test? Because we are not getting information. And I want to know the exact number of people who are on the supplementary payroll that are being paid for the 3 months and a half administration.
He mentioned live,
Okay.
regular
Yes,
press briefing.
Romeo and I were two concerned. One, I think sometime last month, we were here with the document in your hand, seeing that it was the detail of the president 100 days deliverable, and you are going to share a copy on each and every one of us here. But since then, we have not received, how do you expect us to grade the president as about, to complete all the 100 days as about 1 hour? Then the second thing has to do with the EPS. The president's safety is the Liberian people's safety and concern. Hearing what is unfolding in the EPS, journalists are curious, they want to start listening to rumors and have an insight of what is really unfolding. How soon do we expect to see your office bring the EPS director to explain to us in details, and then when we get post-going questions about those things that are circulating around town? And last, is the president safe with what's going on around him?
All right. Then looks like one last question.
Just one last question.
Julius
The second cabinet retreat, the president again remanded officials around the circle to declare their assets. I'd like to know if the number have increased or is it why it is as we speak. Thank you.
And this will wind it down.
With this, the final question.
This one, and the press secretary will now respond to those inquiries.
Okay. Yes, I can tell you for a fact that the additional officials who have declared their assets every day, for the most part, officials are declaring their assets. And then the other question around whether the president is safe, I can assure you that the president is 100% safe. And his security team briefing every day about the security of the country, because we want everyone to be safe. It's not just the president. The president's concern is for the Liberian people to be safe. That's the most important thing for him. And for him, he always tells all of us that he's safe. And the security team showed him of that. About the comment on document was in my hand. There was not a time that I came and show you guys and say, document, maybe you need to refresh your memory. But at no time I had document and said, this is the document in my hand and count for it and whatnot. However, there are lots of things that we do regularly. So, and I did say, should anyone want a copy of anything, you can come to the office. The office is open. If you ask, we would have gotten it, a while ago. I encourage you to, be upfront. If it's available, I'll let you know. If it's not, I'll let you know. We'll make effort to get them. So kindly keep following up with the office. In terms of the exact number of what, I didn't get that one. I just saw the exact number.
People that are being paid.
Number of people who are getting paid. So like I said, the process is ongoing. So as I stand, I'm not there. I'm not getting regular updates to say we've paid 25 or the total number now. But about the 700. Like I said, there's some of the things that have come out. So not all 700 will be paid, obviously, because there are both means. There are some people who are taking more than one pay. There are some people who will not even know where they're assigned. So how would you pay those kind of people if they're not employed? Some people who will come with one name here, the ID says something different. In terms of drug tests, there's not a different information like of what I've given you the last time. On the issue of the total number of employment at the Ministry of State, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't say. I mean, something if it's something that you're very interested in, I think after this press briefing, I can take you to the HR department. So you're able to speak with the head of HR, and then he will tell you. Normally, these press briefing are to give updates on the president, saying what work he's doing, how is he, what are the different policies and information he's giving, and what are those plans, what specific he's giving. So anything around administrative, and you would really love to know about the total number of employees within the Ministry of State. I mean, you can let me know because my department is not in HR. I can, direct you to the people in charge of that. I think I addressed the issue of the EPS in the other question. So again, the EPS is undergoing specific, reform. And if it's your request, I can arrange to have the EPS director come to the next, press briefing. Hopefully he's in town and he's here. And then he can answer any specific question. Even before the press briefing, if you have specific question that you will want to ask him, I can also speak with him and then, press his, means to get to him, and then you're able to ask those specific questions. But if you want a general engagement, we can arrange that as well. I can be here for the next press briefing. On the issue of my post, the president has made a number of appointments. The government has been formed, and he's continuing to make appointments. And I want to take responsibility for what I write, not how people interpret what they interpret. Because your interpretation may be, subjective, and others' interpretation will be subjective as well. But I write what I write on my personal page. Anything when it comes to the office is placed in the official pages of the office. You have the office of the presidential press secretary, and you have the office of the executive mansion, and you have President Walker's own page. So, in specific reference to the post you're talking about, everybody have something called a name that people associate with people. So you may be called John Brown by your friends, and people call you maybe JB or something, something familiar that others will do. So my post was basically in that because this is something that we've got, Mr. Tia contested before, and I was self-contested before, I contested. So when you're in a space where people remember you for what sometimes they'll call you by name, by something you said. When they see you, they'll call you their specific name. And it's something that people see it, and it's a fun way to engage politically. There are a number of people, and you saw the post specifically was congratulating, Mr. Tia. So I think it was a misunderstanding on your part. Even if you look under the post, there are lots of people who also congratulated Mr. Tia. I was also congratulating him among all those people who were appointed. And other people congratulate. And the thing with social media and everything, there are people who have different opinions. And one of the things I've consistently done is I do not like other people would block people from having different opinion. I don't do that. Other people, especially if it's not insulting, if it's not something that is denigrating, if it's just a disagreement, if it's just something that you're expressing your opposite opinion from what is written, I let you slide, I let you go with the flow. So, but there were a lot. If you calculate the number of commentations, they're way more than the people. Of course, anything you people have something to say about it. There are people who will not agree with any. There are people who do not want you to be appointed in certain position, and they will make those comments public. So for me, I do not have a problem, with those of how people interpret their post, but I'm only responsible for what I write. And my post was directly congratulating Mr. Tia. And it's unfortunate I will have to be explaining all these things, but again, it's the time we're in and it's the place we're in. On the issue of his selection, it's clear the president can appoint. That's why he appointed Mr. Tia. If the governor, and one of the things that we need to get through in this country, the president is somebody who is very accessible, to people and to the country through our office, through other offices, through his direct office. If the governor or people have specific, I think the best way to do it is, is to come true. The president is someone who is really open. He's really, in fact, over the weekend he was informing, talking about, like I said, he was even walking through the community. He went to inspect some project of a charity organization, and when his convoy came up front to go and go to the community where he wanted to see the places he helped, especially those who he was able to provide safe drinking water for the community, He got down, walked in the community. The kids were all there, excited, speaking. He went to see another older woman who is about 103 years, as we were told, and they had a good conversation, and they were all, so he's that kind of guy. He's that kind of president who's very open, who's excited to hear and see, what people have to say. So there's no issue whatsoever there. On the issue of the War and Economics Crime Court, I will tell you that the Office of the President just only last week received the resolution officially. And again, the Office of the President is just across the street. So he just received it last week. And the team is reviewing it, and the team will be, the President will be making a comment on that. And it's just the President he's never shy on addressing any issue, irrespective of what their thoughts and stuff are. But he's been consistent on his stance. So the issue of war and economic crime court, he's very clear on it. He's very clear on it. And his, what specific step the administration is going to take, you will hear as soon as those are made available. On the issue of the counter meet, or the fire outbreak first before the counter meet. So fire outbreak, as you know, the president is concerned about everything and everyone. On the fire outbreak, he's received updates from his team at the National Fire Service, and they're working on a number of different things, and you will be hearing soon, but it's something that's really concerning. And this fire outbreak, as you know, this is not something new in Liberia. You all know that we have both rainy and dry season. Every dry season, we have an increased number of fire outbreaks. This is not even just on this administration, even previous administrations, we've dealt with this situation. So there are a number of different theories that the team is trying to look at, whether it's the equipment and different wiring, or the electricity situation that's in the country. So the team is really working to be able to come, provide full update, but to suggest specific actions, and you all will be hearing what particular actions will be taken towards those. On the issue of the county meet, I know the president county is in the quarterfinal, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately, keep mine. I know the cheetah kept mine anyways, but we'll come back stronger. But again, I can say whether or not whose team I'm going to support. We'll see. For us, we want the best. But the president is excited on the level of work that's been done with the county meet, and the teams that are in the county meet. He's happy that his team is there. He's wishing everybody well, because he's the president of the country. He's the president for everyone. Even though he's from Lofa, but he's from Bomi, for example. He has his wife from Bomi. But the most importantly, he is really interested in grassroots sports. And he believes that grassroots sports is the way around it. He wants to see how the county can be really structured and restructured properly, in that those people who will be representing the county must actually come from the counties. Because that's one of the things he said. It doesn't look good that you're from different county and you play for a different county. So if we develop local community sports game where the actual players are from Cape Man, for example. If Cape Man is playing, the actual players are from Lofa, Bomi, Bong. So it's not that you're taking players from just because you want to win. The intent is not just because you want to win, but the intent should be, those are his views and ideas, that we will get to a point where community sports is developed and people who represent the county actually come from the county. But as the current games are ongoing, he's wishing all of the teams well. Put your best foot forward, do your best, because this is also a part of reconciliation. Especially coming from a very heated political process, very heated elections, and now all of the counties unite. This is where you see politicians unite. This is where you see people with diverse political views all come together to support his side, because they're all from the same county and also in the country. So he's really looking forward to ensuring that this county meeting is held successfully, and he wants to thank the Ministry of Youth and Sports and their team for the work they've done, and all of the partners that are supporting the Ministry of Youth and Sports to ensure that this county meeting is held successfully. And he's wishing all of the teams well, towards that end. On the issue of Monserrato motorcyclists, okay. On the issue of the motorcyclists, this is something that's also concerning. But one of the things that you've been briefed by is that the team at the Liberia National Police and the rest of the team in charge of that, they're on top of it. They have been meeting. In fact, they've been engaging the motorcycle union and their team almost 2 months ago. That engagement started, and they continuously they've had a meeting. The fact of the matter remains, every country has country of laws and rules, and the interest of the president is that the motorcyclist system must be put in place and that everyone can abide by the rules and regulations governing the traffic. In something that they will find as an opportunity to create, a row or some form of, using people who have some form of grievances to get to have a political undertone, and that is not the interest here. The president is also looking forward to his team to give him the briefing, but the team has set up May 15 to be the cut-off point where motorcyclists can flag certain streets. So, but the team, again, once the president is updated as to the status of what's going to happen and how it's going to work, you all will be informed adequately. So, again, we want to encourage all the motorcyclists in the Republic of Liberia. The president wants you to abide by the rules and regulations governing the traffic and any other thing that the team will come to you later on. The issue of the 1.8 million worth of medicine that was given to the government as part of the 100-day deliverable. We're here again telling you that yes, some of you who were there covering the event, yes, the MAP team, that is Medicine for All People, they donated about 1.8 million worth of drugs. And those drugs are in different categories. Some are antibiotics, and some are different. And the president was very excited about that. And it is important to state here that through the Ministry of Health, the plan is to ensure that it is distributed across the country, and those proper mechanisms that will be put in place, how it's cutting, what system it goes through. I'm sure you all will know that the Ministry of Health has a special procedure on all of those different things and what needs to happen on that. So again, the president was here when he received the delegation last week, and it was a very important meeting. I think that was the final question, and I want to again in this manner thank you all for this briefing, and I look forward to our regular engagement this coming Friday, and wishing all of you a wonderful, wonderful week. And if there are any needs to hold any more press briefings, I will let you all know. But again, it's always a pleasure being here. And again, let me thank our brother from Nimba County for coming, and all of those who are listening and viewing this press briefing, whatever medium, in whatever space you are, thank you for being a part of today's press briefing.
That does it, Madam Kula Fofana, Presidential Press Secretary, right here on the grounds of the Executive Mansion, and she was live here on the Executive Mansion online platform. And for and on behalf of the entire team, Madam Kula Fofana is the head of this team. We also have Lovette Famule, Joseph Blackie, as well as Samuel Zor, and the rest of the team. My name is Emmanuel Kippert. Thanks a million for viewing. Thanks a million for your comments. Bye-bye.